Hello everyone, I am Trebus. Welcome to Hardcore Diary number 1. I'm going to be answering the 3 questions you saw in the intro, and I'll go ahead and get started with replayability. So this was actually the thing I was most concerned about. It was the reason I wanted to start playing hardcore, is because the replayability of softcore I felt was limited, and I wanted something to really spice up the game again. And I have to say already, even only being at level 12, hardcore has done this. The biggest thing that hardcore does is it pulls you into the moment of the game. When I'm playing softcore, I'm more concerned with the future progression of my character. I'm not really concerned with what's happening now. I'm actively playing the game, but I'm not all that fully engaged in it, to be honest. If I make a mistake and I die, it doesn't matter. In hardcore, you have to be fully engaged with every single moment in the game. You have to be concentrating and trying not to die, because if you die, you're dead. So every decision you make is much more important. Things like gear progression take on a whole new life. I find myself looking at every piece of gear I get as I find it, comparing it to my current gear and seeing if it's an upgrade. I don't even wait to get to town. I identify my rares as soon as I get them, because I feel the need to have the best equipment I can get right now every time. I'm not concerned with what my character is going to be like in 5 levels, because I might not be around in 5 levels. I'm much more concerned with the exact moment that I'm playing. So in terms of replayability, hardcore has been really great, and it's been exactly what I wanted it to be, and I'm having more fun playing hardcore right now than I've had since basically the first time playing softcore. So that aspect has been a huge success, having a ton of fun. So obviously I'm only level 12, so I haven't had a lot of time to really work on my gear, but there's been a couple stats that have struck me as being a lot more important in hardcore than in softcore. The main one of these is plus experience. Maybe you want to stack a little bit of this in softcore just so you can level up faster, but in hardcore, I'm actively trying to stay over leveled for every area I'm in. I'm trying to clear additional mobs. I'm not just trying to rush through everything. So any plus experience gear I can find really serves this purpose a lot. And so I've been stacking it wherever I can, not sacrificing much to try to get it, but if I can, find gear that's roughly equivalent, I'll go for the gear that has the plus experience on it over other modifiers. So quite a bit of my gear has plus experience for a total of 31 extra experience per kill, and I think this is going to serve me well for now. When I get a helmet, I'm going to put a experience gem in there and get as much experience as I can to just always stay over leveled. Of course, I'm just stacking intelligence and vitality whenever I can, focusing a little more on vitality now because I'm not so worried about my DPS. I can kill things pretty quickly, so I'm more worried about survivability, so vitality and armor are a bigger concern right now. The other stat that struck me just in my mind as being more important is Magic Find, because I'm expecting that there will be areas that I get to, maybe the end of Nightmare, Act 4 Nightmare maybe, and I start going into Hell. Maybe I can do Act 1 Hell, but then I get to Act 2 Hell, where it makes that jump in difficulty, and I actually decide to just go back to Nightmare and start farming some items for a while. Having a good set of Magic Find gear is going to be really important, just because I don't have the crutch of having lots of gold. I have 32,000 gold. I can't just go buy good items when I need them. I actually have to go find those items. And luckily for me, if I'm going out and finding items, the competition for good items on the auction house is not nearly so high. So there's a better opportunity for the items you're finding being better. So I have my eye on Magic Find as well. And while it's not something I'm actively really trying to go for yet, it is something that I'm going to keep an eye out for, and I'm going to be basically creating a Magic Find set kind of as I level. So that's basically it for my gear at the moment. For skills, I haven't had a lot of choices. I'm only level 12, but the choices that I've been making have been pretty much focused on staying as far away as I can. So if I have a skill that gives me an option of doing more damage, but I have to be closer to use it, then I'll go with the skill that lets me do slightly less damage further away. You can see this choice here in my primary skills. I go Magic Missile with Charged Blast, so 143% damage. I could use Pulse Shock and do 105% per shock, but the range is too small. I don't want to have to actually get that close to monsters. I want to be able to stay further away, so I'm sticking with Magic Missile. Spectral Blade is the same thing. Great damage, don't want to be that close. For my secondary, it was a choice between Ray of Frost for the slowing effect or Arcane Orb. I kind of liked Arcane Orb just for the straight up damage. I'm not having to kite a whole lot right now. I'm not having to run away from stuff too much, so Ray of Frost isn't that important. So I prefer the damage of Arcane Orb, and Arcane Torrent just sucks. Okay, bad skill. For defensive, Frost Nova or Diamond Skin. I went with Diamond Skin because it was kind of a choice of Frost Nova to prevent monsters from getting close to me, or Diamond Skin to save my life if they do get close to me. And I decided to go with Diamond Skin because I was running into a bunch of Vortex monsters, and so obviously I'm going to get sucked into them with Vortex. So I think Diamond Skin was a better oh shit button, if you want to call it that. And I try to use it as much as I can. If I have an inkling in the back of my head that, oh, maybe I should use Diamond Skin right now, then I just go ahead and use it. For my last skill, Wave of Force is what I'm using now. I honestly don't use it that much. I'm considering swapping it out for Frost Nova instead, but either way, not a big deal. Doesn't affect me that much. They're both close range skills, and I don't like to let people get that close, so I end up not using them anyway. So that's been my choice for skills so far. For passives, it was a choice of Blur versus Power Hungry. I don't really need the arcane power. I thought about going with Power Hungry, but I don't have too much of an issue with arcane power at the moment, and usually I'm so far away I can't get the health orbs anyway. So I decided to go with Blur, and that will be it for my skills. Alright guys, well thank you for watching Hardcore Diary number 1. If you'd like to follow my Wizard's progress, you can check me out on my Twitch TV channel, twitch.tv/Trebus, where I'll be streaming the rest of my Wizard playthrough. Remember to thumbs up the video if you liked it, it helps me out a ton, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching guys, GG!